everyone, so today I'm going to talk about the best smartwatches that you can buy right now. No, I'm not going to talk about the budget ones, but the absolute best flagship smartwatches money can buy, and hopefully by the end of this video you'll have a clear picture of which smartwatch deserves a place on your wrist. So let's kick things off with Huawei's flagship smartwatch for 2023, the Ticwatch Pro 5. It's got the most powerful chip you can find on any smartwatch, while Huawei also has used a few tricks to differentiate itself from the competition, like its dual display setup, which is very unique. There's a regular AMOLED screen, but on top of this is an ultra low power display, which is an energy efficient version of an always on display and can show everything from the date, time to a bunch of other health stats. And I like how this display changes color depending on what heart rate zone you're at during a workout. So pair all this with a gigantic battery. The Ticwatch Pro 5 has one of the best battery backups I've ever seen on a Wear OS smartwatch, easily lasting up to 3 days on average. Its timeless look is also something that I'm a huge fan of, and it is also now available in a sandstone finish, which looks so much nicer if you ask me. I think the only downside about this smartwatch is that its software is not as robust as you would like. Wear OS experience is fantastic here, but if you're an athlete or anyone who wants reliable health and fitness tracking, then this is probably not the best value. In that case, let me get these Amazfit flagship smartwatches instead. Okay, so Amazfit's high-end smartwatch lineup has honestly gotten a bit confusing these days, so let me clear up a few things first. There's the Cheetah Pro that's especially geared for runners, and it has a ton of these running-centric features that are far too overwhelming for casual fitness enthusiasts, whereas the newly launched Amazfit Balance brings a couple of new features like body composition analysis to stand out from the rest. But for most folks who want a no-false premium smartwatch from Amazfit, the GTR and GTS models are still the best options. Just a quick little FYI, the GTR 4 and GTS 4 are pretty much identical actually. One has got a round dial and the other one has a squarish one, and they have a slightly different battery endurance, but besides that, you're getting the exact same experience in every other way. And what I like the most about these two is their fitness tracking talent itself. There are over 150 workout modes to choose from, and Amazfit lets you customize exactly how I want my workout to pan out. There's even something called interval training, where I can create a custom workout template that even considers the importance of breaks. I can see this holistic approach to workouts being really useful to beginners who want to hit their workout goals and build their stamina without overdoing anything. Okay, as for the software, I'm a massive fan of the way Amazfit has refined its custom Zepp OS software platform over the years. It still does not compare with Wear OS in terms of all the smart features and stuff, but Zepp OS is super smooth, super responsive, and incredibly well designed. Okay, next in my list is the Huawei Watch GT4, which is another excellent smartwatch that puts your health above everything else, while also looking super fashionable and stylish. You can find it in 41mm and 46mm case options, and both of them have their own personality that I think you are really going to appreciate. And not just the case design, but Huawei spoils you with a ton of strap choices as well. Plus, the Huawei Watch GT4 also has a strong stainless steel case and all the ingress protection in the world, although I wish Huawei had used tougher display protection this time, like Sapphire Glass or at the very least Corning's Gorilla Glass. Anyway, what impressed me the most here is its health and fitness tracking abilities. So first, the upgraded heart rate tracking on this thing is as reliable as it gets when it comes to heart rate monitoring on a smartwatch. And if one of your New Year's resolutions is to maintain a certain weight level or achieve certain dietary goals, then I'm sure you are going to find its calorie management feature really helpful. And just like Amazfit's Zepp OS, Huawei's Harmony OS is ridiculously well optimized and boasts incredible battery life at the same time. I could have all the health monitoring features turned on, I could use the GPS every now and then, and it still lasts me like a week at the very least. But if you really want a no-compromise flagship smartwatch at the expense of having to charge it every other day, then I think Google's Pixel Watch 2 is one of the best options out there. For me, it was actually one of the most exciting smartwatch launches of this entire year. Compared to the first-gen Pixel Watch, this is a much more capable smartwatch in practically every way. I know it looks pretty much the same from the outside, but Google has given it all kinds of makeovers internally. This includes a much faster and a much power-efficient processor, better health sensors, a tighter Fitbit integration, and a bunch of software smarts like Safety Check, all of which add up to a fantastic smartwatch experience. And yeah, the Pixel Watch 2 is also a reliable health tracker, whether you're training for something or just want to be in the know about your overall health. Fitbit's Active Zone Minutes also remains one of my favorite features to keep me motivated to get active, while its proactive stress tracking, where I need to log my mood at a given time, is also a lot more useful than I initially gave it credit for. I know it's not perfect, but I really like how the Pixel Watch 2 also takes, or at least tries to take, emotional well-being into account. But those Get Fitbit premium pop-ups that are peppered within the Fitbit app are not something that I want to see. Some people might be okay with the monthly subscription thing to be able to view all the health data, but that's a pretty annoying user experience in my opinion. And also, if you have big hands, then the Pixel Watch 2 is going to look rather hilarious on your wrist, since it's only available in a small 41mm case. So if you want a more versatile watch in terms of design and don't want to deal with a monthly subscription and all that, then there are no better options than Samsung's Galaxy Watch 6 series, at least in the Wear OS space. The Watch 6 and the Watch 6 Classic both bring a slightly refreshed design with thinner bezels all around, which looks so much better. What's even more impressive to me is how Samsung has improved the battery life on these two without making them bulky or heavy, especially on the Galaxy Watch 6 Classic, which can now last around 2 days when I'm not using GPS that often. Obviously, it's nothing compared to a few other smartwatches that I've talked about so far, but for something that runs on Wear OS, this is quite spectacular. The Watch 6 series is also Samsung's most capable health monitoring watches yet. Their sleep tracking is much more reliable and insightful now, whereas they can even keep you notified about your irregular heart rhythm, aka AFib. But you should know that AFib notification and a few other things like ECG and blood pressure readings are still not available in every part of the world, including India. And although I wouldn't describe the overall UI fluidity on Samsung's latest smartwatches as laggy in any way, the Watch 6 series could have used a more powerful chip, that's for sure. Which reminds me, if you're an outdoor sports enthusiast and want a Samsung watch that's better suited for you, then I'd suggest getting last year's Galaxy Watch 5 Pro instead, because it's got a lot more durable titanium build, up to 3 days of battery life, and a couple of software exclusives like being able to import workout routes into the watch. Alright, so while Google's Wear OS smartwatches have gotten a lot better in the past few years, that's essentially pointless to those who use an iPhone, since none of them work on an iPhone. But don't worry, Apple's smartwatches already are some of the best in the world, and Apple also has quite an interesting lineup of smartwatches depending on your use case. So if you're looking for the very best Apple Watch money can buy, then the Watch Ultra 2 is an easy choice to make. From a display that can get as bright as 3000 nits to dual frequency GPS support for more accurate location tracking, this is Apple's best smartwatch yet. It's especially best suited for athletes, mountaineers, scuba divers, and all outdoor sports enthusiasts, thanks to features like a robust build quality, longer battery life, built-in siren, depth gauge, and so much more. However, if you're just a casual user like me, Apple also sells the Watch Series 9 that arrives in a much more palatable design and a much more palatable price point, easily making it a better choice for the mainstream audience. Compared to last year's Series 8, you can get a slightly faster chip here, improved dictation, and the double tap gesture thing, which is not much of an upgrade to be honest, but this thing is totally still worth it. Likewise, the Apple Watch SE could also make a lot of sense if you're on a tight budget. It does not have a few features like an always-on display and blood oxygen measurement and ECG monitoring, but it nails the essential Apple Watch experience just fine. Okay, so that was all for my picks for the best smartwatches you can buy right now. I've got to say 2023 was actually a pretty fruitful year for the wearable industry because there was a lot of remarkable smartwatch launches from most brands. And besides the ones that I talked about, Garmin also came up with a few impressive smartwatches this year, like the Epix Pro, the Forerunner 965, and the Phoenix 7 Pro, all of which are fantastic for outdoor adventure and fitness tracking. Alright everybody, that was all for this video. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, and while you're there, do consider subscribing. I'm Pratima and I will be back soon with another video.